All right, once again, everybody, good evening and welcome to the Market Outlook and Stocks to Watch right here with me, with Mr. Fred Tam right here. How are you, Mr. Fred?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm fine, thank you, Izon. How are you?
I'm great right here. So once again, everybody, welcome to the Market Outlook and Stocks to Watch right here. Today is August 17 and today is Thursday, 8:30 p.m. So once again, everybody, thank you very much for joining us right here. And go to the chat box down there on the right side. If you can hear us and you can see us right now, just type the yes on the chat box. And the great thing is, tell us where are you listening us right now. If you're listening us from Penang, just type the yes from Penang, yes from KK, yes from Johor Bahru, yes from Kelantan, yes from Kuching. So once again, everybody, welcome to the show. So go ahead and type in the chat box. Just we want to make sure that you can hear us and you can see us, because tonight is a very, very interesting for us to know what exactly the market outlook for Malaysian stock market. So let me check it right here. Wow, we have all the 10 members right here. So Rahmat say hello Sifu. CSCO say hi. Andy Tay say hi. Okay, someone say Sing Ki hi, no sound. Good evening to all. Okay, let me check first. Hello, no sound from Kelantan. No sound from Kelantan. All right, so we have to check it back again. No sound. Yes from KK. Good evening. Hello, no sound. Okay, now we need to check first. No sound. No sound. Okay, we have to check it back again. Okay. All right, no sound. Okay, we have to check back. No video, no sound. No sound yet. Okay. Okay, so we're going to check again. Right, guys, can you hear us? Guys, can you hear us? Now we need to check back again. All right, once again, everybody, welcome back to the show. Guys, can you hear us? Just type yes on the chat box. Can you see? All right. All right, once again, everybody, welcome to the Market Outlook and Stocks to Watch right here with Mr. Fred Tam right here. And for those who just joining us right here, today is 17 August and today is Thursday. I know you are excited as well. What is Mr. Fred going to comment about the market outlook for Malaysia? Okay, once again, everybody, if you're listening to us, just type the yes on the chat box and tell us where you're listening us right now. Okay, so let's see here. We have Andrea, Felix, you say, Ramat say, yes, Mr. Izon. Okay, just type the yes and tell us where you're from right now. Where are you listening us right now? We want to know from all part of Malaysia, where are you listening us to us right now? Okay, so guys, can you see us? Because some of you saying that you cannot see us. There's no sound, there's no pic. Okay, no sound, so Carla Davis say Penang, yes from Penang. Guys, some of you can see us, but some of you cannot see us right now. So probably you need to do, refresh your browser for a while. Amira say, hi, Mr. Fred and Brother Izon. Hi, Amira, how are you? Okay, so let me have a look. Guys, can you see us? Yeah, just type it in the chat box right there. Can see and can hear. Okay, Brother How can you see? Say can see, can hear. Wong Wai Ching is from Ipoh. Right. That is amazing. Okay, Patrick can see, can hear. Felix, you can see, can hear. Ramat say, okay, so with that ado, now, I know you guys so excited to meet Mr. Fred because Mr. Fred is so excited to give a comment about, what is the outlook. But before that, let's have a look what exactly happened to the Bursa Malaysia today. Now, for your information today, what happened to Bursa Malaysia these few days is something is very interesting. But anyway, if some of you still do not know me, my name is Ezan Constantine, and I'm a trader and analyst as well, associate member of ST and a member of MATA. Okay, just for information, today, Bursa Malaysia is 17 August today. The gainer is 497 counters and loser counter is 332. And meanwhile, turnover today is 1.8 billion that make our KLCI today up 2.56 points and make our KLCI 1776.31. So, Mr. Fred, do give us a comment about what the whole market outlook is all about.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. And good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to our monthly webinar series. I hope you enjoy yourself tonight. We are on the 12th of our series, which means very fast. It's already 1 year.
Yeah.
Just blink of an eye. It's already our 12th session, and we are very proud to bring this over to you, and that is to tell you about our monthly preview of the market as well as the outlook for the market as a whole, as well as the stocks to watch. Yeah. So here are the topics that I'm going to speak on this evening. There are 5 topics I'd like to share with all of you tonight. And the first one is about the Dow, as well as the KLSE outlook for August, as well as third quarter of this year. Where do we think that the Dow Jones is heading? And what is the correlation between the Dow and the Malaysian KLSE, and where the KLSE market is heading? The second point that I'd like to share with you, all of you tonight, is how to spot a trend change. Now, this is an important topic for this time because, as you all know, the stock market in the Dow Jones, especially, is hitting record highs one after another. So sooner or later, we know that it has to make a U-turn. So when that happens, how are you going to know, that the Dow Jones has made a turn? Like the other day, when the North Korean shot a missile over and called for an attack on Guam. How do you know that actually that is actually quite dangerous? And what amounts to a correction or a trend change? So I want to talk about that tonight, share with you about how to spot a trend change. And several of you did ask me, Mr. Fred, what do you think are the election stocks this year? The other day, they did go up a little bit, but are these election stocks still alive? Can they rally this round? Second last is the 10 years bear cycle that I'd like to share with you. And then lastly, there are still some stocks to watch, so I'd like you to stay tuned. And at the end of it, I'll give you some stocks to watch. But before we I start this seminar or webinar, I like to read this disclaimer. Note that this presentation is only for educational purposes and should not be construed as a solicitation to buy or sell stocks, futures, or any other instruments mentioned herein. Investment in financial markets involves risk of loss, and professional advice should be sought before investing. Having said that, I'd like to start my webinar now. So I'd like to start by analyzing the Dow. And the reason why I like to start by analyzing the Dow is because the Dow affects our market. The Dow affects the KLSE. So it is important, therefore, to know what the Dow is doing. But those of you who are trading will know. But the Dow don't always influence, or affect the KLSE. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Well, how do we know they do and they don't? This is where our technical analysis can help us. By looking at the various charts, we know whether or not there is a correlation between the two. So let's start with the Dow. As some of you are also monitoring and trading the Dow. Now, as you all know, the Dow will hit record after record, and even as late as last week, on the 8th of August, the Dow hit an all-time high close of 22,118 points over here. And it rose for 9 consecutive sessions, 9 record highs. So we were all very excited about it. Very excited about it because it can even mean higher high. But guess what happened? So before I tell you what happened, I just describe to you how the Dow, where the Dow is as at 8th of August, which is last week. And it was right there. And compared to the time when Donald Trump took office up to now, it has gone up something like 3,767 points, or 20.52%.
Amazing.
Since Donald Trump took office on November the 9th, last year. And and everybody is saying that Donald Trump very few of us like him, and even the Democrats and the Republicans themselves are at odds with him, and as can be seen in CNBC and CNN and all it, and his policies or his bills are all rejected one after another until today. And so if you do look at his behavior and as well as the congressmen and the senators' behavior towards him, you are asking yourself, how come the market can go up? In fact, your confidence of America is very low, and you might even be tempted to sell. But guess what? The Dow Jones just went up, and it just goes to show that the news is different from the market. The market have their own views, they have their own direction, and so it is not based on the perception of the senators or the congressmen in the U.S. So it's important for us traders to know that and to look at the chart and not Donald Trump, because if you look at Donald Trump, you won't be buying any shares. But if you look at the chart, I'll show you afterwards how a few charts, actually many charts went up. Okay, went up. So and it was honky-dory all along, even last week, until Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, shot a missile, tested some ICBMs. And after testing some ICBMs, they go and warn the US that they might lobby and shoot a missile into Guam. Oh my God, that caused the market to pull back. And I'm sure you are just as baffled as me and got worried. The markets came down and it went down 204 points. So the Dow plunged 204 points on the 10th of August, 2 days later, due to the North Korean tensions. And many of us thought that this is the correction that we are expecting. This is the big correction, they say. If not, at least a small correction of 1,000 points, and they went to short the market. They go and sell the stock index futures, and then they sell stocks. But guess what? Guess what? After I show you. But on that day itself, on the 10th of August, the Dow plunged 204 points. The VIX went up 16 points. VIX is a volatility index, and it is a gauge of fear gauge. Yeah, if the markets are crashing, that means the VIX will go up. So it means that the markets are very volatile. And on the 10th, it shot up from less than 10 to 16, and everybody was really, really worried. But then, just when we expect, the Dow to melt down, so we thought that was the beginning of a correction. And guess what? Kim Jong-un suddenly freezed. Kim Jong-un freezed their nuclear the attack plan on Guam, and the market shot up by 157. You all know that by now. So that's a bit history. And after that, the Dow continued to rebound. And what does it show? It shows that, once again, that if we listen to news, we might listen to news, but the news is not turned out to be what the charts are saying. We must follow the charts. So then the charts are saying, look, the market has discounted the news of the North Korean and US tensions. They are no longer reacting to it. Instead, the news is reflecting to the manufacturing sales, the retail sales, the manufacturing data, the positive data coming out of the US. But we are chartists, so we may not even need to look at the data. We all need is to look at the charts, and the chart is saying a rebound. That means to say this uptrend is not over. So to cut a long story short, what is my forecast for the Dow? Where do you think the Dow is headed for next? So this is my forecast. My forecast is that the Dow is still in a bullish trend, technical wise. And I explain to you why, but just be careful of a trend change. And later on, I'll show you the diagram of what constitutes a trend change. So my forecast is based on technical analysis and based on 5 technical criteria. They are chart patterns, moving average, Elliott wave, bull divergence, and the momentum. So I'll start with the chart patterns. Now, I have been tracking the Dow since 2016, 2015, and I've been calling actually a turnaround for the Dow. And the turnaround was shown by the rounding bottom pattern, which I have drawn here. So rounding bottom shows that of a market recovering after a drop. So that the chart patterns is saying that there was a reversal up. And the second chart pattern was I saw a double bottom, which is a W bottom around 2016. And when I drew a resistance line from the top of the rounding bottom, which is 18,351, I get a lovely resistance there that the market Dow finally broke it, and then just immediately after the Trump win, it launched, okay, the rally. The Dow forecast is based on moving averages, as you well know. If moving average is very useful for us to determine the direction of the trend.
Right.
How do we use moving average to tell us, to define whether the market is bullish or bearish? Is used. You look at the index or the price of a stock. If it is above the moving average, it means that the stock is in an uptrend. And so this is the Dow is an index. So we look at the Dow index. Is it above or below? In this case, a red line. The red line is the 50 moving average. The green line is a 100 moving average. And the blue line is a 200-day moving average. As you can see, okay, from, I'm pointing my pointer there to the chart. And immediately after Donald Trump became president, it jumped above the moving averages. And since then, up to yesterday, it is still, the Dow index is still above the 50, above the 100, and above the 200. So the moving averages is actually one of the best indicators, if not the best indicator, when the market is trending. And so there we have it. The moving averages are very clear that Dow is in an uptrend still. So to answer the question, how to spot a trend change here, I can already give you partial answer. And that is, if the Dow index drop back below the red line, which is the 50 EMA, okay, don't you think that it is the first indication of a trend change? But we haven't yet got near to that. I thought the other day when there was a meltdown in North Korea that this is going to happen. It's going to fall right to the 50 moving average and break right through. But no, that didn't happen. So much as you might say, Fred's crazy to say that the Dow is still bullish at this high price, there's no such thing as high via technical analysis. Prices can go higher. If you don't follow the trend, go with the flow of a trend, you're going to miss the boat. Okay, so we are not going to call a trend a bear trend yet, and not until it has broken through the red line. So that's a moving average. Now, the third indicator I use is the Elliott. Now, those of you who adapt in technical analysis will know that in a bullish move, there are 5 waves. We call it wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how I read the Elliott when you superimpose on the Dow. So we have a rally, which is in 2016, then a pullback, okay, pullback for wave 2, and then we have a long wave 3, okay, long wave 3 until about February this year, and then it pulled back for a wave 4. And now the market, the Dow, is moving on a wave 5. So how high is it going to go? Well, there are targeting ways to target it. After I show you, okay, some ways, but this is an estimate. But at least we know the direction of the Dow is still up. Just that we got a little bit, got to be careful. The fourth indicator I use is the bull divergence. Okay, bull divergence is where, okay, the index, okay, compared to that of the oscillator here, okay, they diverge. And if it's a bull divergence, means they converge. It shows that the market trend has changed. So in this case, in 2015 to 2016, it was clear cut that the trend, okay, has changed from down to up via the concept of divergence. So we might have a lower low on the Dow index, but we have a higher low on the oscillator. So we have a nice bull divergence. And lastly, but not least, okay, is momentum. But before we go to momentum, I want to show you how we measure the target. All right. So the target can measure by taking the distance from the low of the bottom, rounding bottom, to the resistance, the top of the rounding bottom. If that is X, if this is equal to X, then, okay, it can project, you can extend that target for a 1 to 1.618 of X as the next target. So as you can see, the hold on. So we have here 1.618 X, which is 21,290. Since that is already has broken through, now the next target is 22,320. Right now we are at 22,042, 22,024, sorry, right, based on last night. So we are en route to test this target, which is 22,320. So in short, that's why we are bullish. I'm bullish on the Dow. Okay, and if it does break through 22,000, then we are looking for the next higher target, which is a 2.618 extension of the distance X. Okay, from the low of the rounding bottom to the top of the rounding bottom, and that will pack the Dow at 23,980. Now that's 1,000 or about 2,000 points away. So that might take some time. So for the moment, we'll be content if it hit 22,320, which is the next immediate target. So in short, I'm long Dow for now. And right now, the Dow is moving up in a parabolic fashion. And parabol means they are actually trending very sharply up. Sharply up means there is an opportunity, a great opportunity. If you hit the right stocks, that you make a lot of money. Okay, but on the other hand, of course, it is very dangerous if it corrects. But that's a parabol. It is a chart pattern. Okay. And lastly, momentum is bullish. How do we know where the momentum is bullish? It is above zero. Right now, it's above zero. So that's my little bit about the projection and a forecast on the Dow. So the Dow is bullish. That's my summary. But watch out for a trend change. So what constitutes a trend change? I'd like to address this after this. Now, although the Dow went up, but not all the stocks in the Dow went up. You still got to pick the right stocks. And that's where charts comes in. That's where technical analysis comes in. That's where our TED system comes in and help us to pick the right stocks. And this is the same for Malaysian stocks. Right now, our Malaysian market, you think it's up. Actually, it's not. It's just some selective stocks that are up. And if you pick those right stocks, you still make money, but you got to pick the right stocks, and the TAD give you a better chance of picking it because it is computerized. Okay, and once it's listed in our TAD buy list, that means it is uptrending. And that's the secret of making money in the markets. In our market, in all markets in the world, is to pick stocks that are uptrending. So what constitutes an uptrend? The TAD, if they give you 3 buy arrows, means it is an uptrend. So I'll show you more about that system of ours later on. Okay, so let's just apply this to the TAD system to trading the American stock like Boeing. Okay, the Dow is up. Why? It is because of these high-priced stocks that are going up. Okay, that's one of the reasons why the Dow is up. Stocks like Boeing, okay, they are very big stocks. Okay, $248. Okay, so they actually influence the Dow. So Dow is an uptrend. And how do we trade a Dow? So we use the TAD system, which is the system that is built into our template. Notice you have a turtle, atom, and duck arrow. 3 arrows are pointing up, you buy. So I know that many of you are trading just Malaysian stocks, okay? And some of you might not even know how we derive actually the buy signal. Basically, when 3 arrows are pointing up, the turtle arrow, the atom arrow, and the duck arrow. If 3 are pointing up, that means the stock is in an uptrend. So we apply this to Boeing. Boeing, you can see that there was a buy signal on the 5th of October last year at $134 because turtle, atom, and ducks are up. All 3 must be up. If you've got 1 down, okay, 1 up, 1 down, okay, 2 down, 1 up, okay, also not complete, then you should not buy. The trend is not up. So as you can see, after we bought at 134, there are so many other buy signals, but I just show you the important ones. So the next buy signal, the sell signal in this case, came at on the 18th of May this year at 177. So we took a profit, bought at 134, sold at 137, and it U-turned back up again. So we went back in again. We went back at 187 on the 31st of May, and up to yesterday, okay, and day before yesterday, it was still up 239. So just using our TAD system and apply to US stocks, mind you, US stocks, we make 78% in 10 months. That is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. So what 100,000 is on, if you put 100,000 into and trade Boeing, you would have made 78,000 in 10 years.
This one is bit the conventional of fixed deposits, all this kind of conventional trade. But again, we want to mention to everybody is you have to know what kind of strategy that you use for your own financial situations, right? So you need to know how to diversify. So right here, TAD alone is already can give you 78%. It can be how many times percents of the conventional way of how you invest your money. Yep.
Even in property nowadays, and you invest in the wrong property,
Oh, yeah.
you might even get stuck.
Yeah.
Instead of making money, you lose money.
It's happening.
So that's a soft market out there. One thing good about the stock market is it's very liquid. So if you feel you want some money to spend on something else, you just sell the shares. There's a willing buyer willing to buy for you. It's just a price only, whether they give it to you at a high price or low price. But if you want money, it is a very liquid asset compared to a property asset. When you want to sell, to find a buyer is so difficult in a soft market like this. So that's why in terms of asset classes, stocks is basically is considered safe, because if you compare that to futures market, the futures, much as is very exciting, it is also very volatile.
Yep.
And your technical analysis, your theory must be very, very sound. I know that some students have asked me, about futures trading,
right,
because you can make a lot of money. Sure, if you do it correctly, you make a lot of money. If you do it wrongly, you lose a lot of money also. Right? So we do it the right way. And honestly, technical analysis or charting is the technique to master. And once you master that, sure, you can trade anything that moves. Okay, Malaysian stocks, Singapore stock, US stocks, US futures, forex, all that sort of thing. So on the other hand, you see, this is an example. If you pick General Electric, for example, GE, it's downtrend. You lose money. You lose money. But then if you have a TAD system, it sell signal all the way from $30 already. Which, if you had this system, you would have sold off on the 20th of January.
Very
and
clear.
Now it's 25. You're not holding on to any General Electric. So, so I'll show you another one, which is IBM. Okay, IBM is also a Dow 30 stocks, and this shows up and down, and how the TAD system caught it. We caught it at 160, at what the price of 160 on November the 10th, and we sold it on the 21st of May this year, 173. So we make $13, and since then it dropped. We are not in, and now it closed at 141. So we are out of IBM. Imagine, an American stock, a big American stock, but they just move according to the technical, the TAD system.
So I see some of the message right here. Whoa, Sifu, the TAD template available for the US stocks as well? Yeah.
Yes, it is available, provided you subscribe for the data.
Global data.
The data that we give you is currently KLSE data. So they come in packages, and if you want Singapore stocks, you can get Singapore data. You got to buy the Singapore data. Hong Kong, is available. Indonesia is available. Thailand is available,
and US.
And the US. So
US.
this, because we are actually partnering with Share Investor Station, and Share Investor Station, they carry all this data.
So definitely it's applicable for US stocks as well, yeah?
Right.
Yep.
Right. For those of you who are keen, so we just show you that TAD, the system is universal. You can use it on any commodities, any asset classes.
Okay, so before we go through that, Mr. Fred, we received some comment right here. Guys, before we go through, some of you said that the connection is disconnected. Guys, if you can see us and you can hear us, just type yes on the chat box, because some of you reporting say that the connection is choppy, some of you say disconnected. So let's go ahead and type on the chat box so that we want to know most of you, at least right now, still can watch us, can hear us. Is it okay? Yes. Mong say, Ruben say yes, Wayne say yes. Okay, pretty good. So that means some of you have to check back again your connection, or you need to refresh again your browsers. Yeah. Salish Kumar say, yeah. Go ahead.
So someone asked this question: is TAD system available for trial? Okay, it is not free, but it is a free trial. So you give us a call.
Yeah, we want to check. Yep.
Those of you who are keen to have a trial subscription, okay, we can look into that.
Yeah.
So very important. Now, while we are hunting for the bull, we must look out for the bear.
Oh yeah.
Because if suddenly the markets crash, and it could be not only Dow, even Malaysia, some stocks are right up there. So you got to be very careful. You're like climbing up Mount Kinabalu. If you're not careful, you slip. It can just be fatal, and you crash and you fall. So how to spot a trend change now? I'll just share with you 3 simple steps. How do you like that? Do you like to know that? 3 simple steps as to how to spot a trend change. That's all. No difficult technical analysis, but the principle is sound. Okay, sound. It's based on Dow theory. It's based on Wyckoff theory. So the first step is, okay, you will be careful if a stock has broken through an uptrend line. That's called an uptrend line. As you can see here, this red color arrow is called an uptrend line. So the stocks so far, has been going up and above the trend line, but once it starts to break here, that's the point that you must already be careful.
That's a warning.
That is a warning that the bears are now in control. So whereas previously the bulls are in control via the trend line not breaking, now they broke it. So that's your first signal already of weakness. Yes. So it's very important for us to understand and know how to draw a trend line.
That's why the knowledge is very important.
Very simple concept. Very simple concept.
Right.
But many of you who trade so big, but yet do not know how to draw a trend line. And the importance of a trend line. What does a break of a trend line mean? So important. So, and after a break, there are some stocks that fall right down, all the way down. Or then that's why it's important that you know that is the bears are in control now. You better get out. No way you can listen to the news and try to check out what happened to this market or stock. The news will still be very bullish one, but it broke. You will never get to hear any bad news. That's the trouble with news. And the news comes too late. By the time it happened, your stocks is already down. That's why the charts through the price and the volume, it reveals to you the Jurongs are selling first. Okay.
The sharks.
Before the news comes out, you have to listen to the news. It's normally too late. So first step. Now there are some stocks that then bounce, doesn't fall straight right through, and then bounce, give you the impression that it's going back up again. Now this is what is happening to our market right now. Our market, talking about this principle. Okay, we are seeing a rebound this couple of days. My question is that a technical rebound? Okay, I mean, it can come back down again. So how do you get a sense of whether or not this rebound is weak? First, the volume. When the price is going up, the volume is low. Now, you notice today, the total volume is 1.8 billion. A normal volume of the whole KLSE is 2.5 to 3.5 billion. Now, today, the market is up, but only 1.8 B. So I see that there is a divergence between the price and the volume. Okay, so which is a cause for concern. You got to get in and out fast. You got to get out fast as well. Fast in, fast out. That's the motto that we should live by nowadays.
So that means is what Mr. Fair also tried to say is that trade with cautious.
Yeah, cautious.
So you still can trade, but be cautious.
And when there's a rebound, you look where it stopped. If the H1 is below right there, up there, below I call it H0, then it is weak. It comes back down again. Then that means the retest of the high failed. That is important. That's the second step. Okay, to spotting that this is a weak stock. And then the step 3 is it makes a new low, a lower low and a lower high. H2 is lower than H1, L2 is lower than L1. And when it broke that support, that's a sell signal. This sell signal, number 4, is basically where the trend has changed, confirmed change at step 4. So if you understand this can help you, okay, to get out of the market if that happens. What if it bounces back up? It does bounce back up after it has broken. Then there is a re-entry strategy. You need to think about re-entry. But most of the time after that, they continue to flow downwards, and you'll be glad that you have sold higher. So let me apply that. Let's apply that to the Dow. To the Dow. Before that, one more indicator that can tell you the trend has changed from up to down, and that is the moving average. You see this green line, all of you, green line? That's the moving average. So how do you read the moving average? Is when the price is above the moving average, that means it's uptrend. When the price is below the moving average, then there is a downtrend. So this is where I already written here in the diagram, sell because the stock or the index is less than the moving average. That means below the moving average. 50 is a medium term. 100 and 200, they are the long terms. Normally, if you break 50, I'll get out already. I'll reduce position by half or 1/3, okay, or even 2/3. And then the balancer, if it goes below 100, that's it. The balance, I will dispose. So a moving average is very useful. Besides just looking at the highs and lows to determine a change in trend. So let us apply this to the Dow. This is a short-term chart of the Dow from February to August. Right. So it is a short-term chart, so that you can see clearer. Notice if a stock is trending up, it makes a higher high. So here, for example, H1 is higher than H0. H2 is higher than H1. H3 is higher than H2, and H4 is higher than H3. And notice that this is the definition of uptrend. Now, when it pull back, okay, it makes a low, but L1 is higher than L0, and L2 is higher than L1, and L3 is higher than L2, and L4 is higher than L3. So the lows are also getting higher. This is a fantastic, excellent definition of an uptrend. So you notice that North Korea warned the US about a nuclear war and attack on Guam. That's the green candle. You notice that's the green candle, and it didn't drop below the trend line. I drew a trend line connecting L1 to L2 to L3, and it didn't even break. It didn't even test L4 and bounce. So you cannot say the trend is weak. Of course, 204 points is a lot, but you got to look at it in perspective. Look at it, the big picture. From afar, from space view, and you look down, hey, it's nothing. It's a storm in the teacup. But if you're just looking on the ground level, it looks like a storm. All right. So this is it, and it bounces back. And this is up to yesterday's, day before yesterday. So we are around there. So we cannot say that the Dow, okay, is coming down. Although, okay, we can stand by. And when this dotted line, dot, that's an important line. We call it support. And the first one will be at 21,840. If, let's say, okay, from now on, Dow starts to crash. If it breaks to 21,840, that's already a break of the old low, and that's a reason for me to sell or trim positions, trim.
And those who trade in the futures, what they can do with that, they can short.
And you can short. Those of you who trade the futures, we have an inquiry from Andy Tay to say that what about trading futures? To trade futures, obviously, the opportunities are there, and your profits are magnified, provided you have a good theory of technical analysis. And coming to our classes, we have classes on that. After we share with you when our next class is, and then take the opportunity to come and learn from us. Okay, and never trade if you do not know charts. So simple. So if you break through 21,840, notice the next support is 21,500, which is the red dotted line. The red dotted line here, which is L3. That will be the next support. And next support, even lower than that, is 21,002. So even in this short-term chart, I've given you 3 levels of support in the event that the Dow crash, okay, comes down. So that's my prognosis of the Dow. So that's the trend line that didn't break. That's the support line that didn't break, and it bounced back up. Okay, so now we are looking to see whether this rebound, okay, it fail or not. If let's say it make a new high, and the old high was 22,179, if tonight or from now on the Dow can exceed 22,179, which is the old high of the Dow, which is the Dow that was chalked on 8th of August, okay, last week, then it can move towards 22,320. Okay, 22,320, which is my next target, and the other one is 23,890.
So the bull is still in control.
The bull is still in control in the Dow. Okay, but if you look at the S&P 500, then it's another story. If you look at the Nasdaq, they are a bit softer. Softer. Okay, so you must look at the chart that you are trading in. You are trading in S&P. Look at the S&P chart. Don't look at the Dow chart and trade the S&P. That don't work.
Yep.
Now then, lastly, if Dow Jones can come down and close lower than L4, that is the first indication of a trend change. That is telling you change, sell, 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 and then the other one is L3. If you break through that, and then L2. So these are the three significant lows that you need to monitor. And I already wrote down their numbers here. For those of you who are trading down, those of you who are trading Malaysian stocks, I shall apply the same reasoning to Malaysian stocks. Yeah, just bear with me. So the next few slides will be KLCI. Then we go on to A's stocks, technology stocks, small cap, mid cap stocks, and so on.
Right.
Then we go on to stocks to watch. Is it okay with you?
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
I'm excited.
So, first support, okay, 21,840. If it breaks, then the second support is 21,500. And the third support is 21,200. So these are the three various supports. So I'm done with the Dow.
This is a question.
So KLSE, yeah? So are we done with the Dow?
Dow is going up.
What do you think?
But
do you think that the KLCI is actually trading in line with the Dow, or you think we are stronger or we are weaker? I'd like to ask you back.
Weaker.
So you agree with Mr. Izon?
It doesn't correlate already.
Yeah, he says that the Dow is like this way, but our CI is
moving
not
different way.
correlating.
Yeah, it's not
Do you
moving
all
different.
agree with him? All right.
Do you guys agree or not? Yeah, just type
I show
yes
you
or
the, I show you the chart. Yeah, I show you the chart. And I've got a chart of the Dow on the left, and I got a chart of the KLCI, CI Composite Index on the right. So just based on a simple channel line, okay, two black lines here drawn parallel. Can you see that the Dow Jones is trending within that up channel? So that's an uptrend, right? It's trending within the channel. So, okay, channeling is one of the ways that we chartists use to determine whether the trend is up or down. But notice if you apply that concept to the Malaysian CI already broke through that lower support line of the channel line, the channel. So that means it is weaker, okay, and it's now drifting sideways. And so you are right, Izon.
Yep.
So based on the charts, the CI is obviously not performing as strongly as the Dow. Okay, and for certain reasons that which is the fun. If you look at the fundamentals, okay, that we all know because we are trading in Malaysia. We look at the news every day. When you open up, do you see good news or bad news? You will know. Okay, that. Why we are behaving like that. So gave us the trend line. It broke the trend line, but not the Dow. The Dow is still trending within this up channel, but not the CI. The CI is down. It broke through that lower support, and that's why it's weak. Now let's look at the CI itself. Okay, I magnify the CI, and that is that trend line. It broke through. Now, why I say it's weak? Okay, number one, it broke through the demand line, support line. Number two, now it's basically retest of the old high, retest of the old high, which is H7, and now we are at H8, but it hasn't broke through yet, H8. So we have got a failed retest so far of the high, okay, and we got a high H8 lower than H7. That is sign of weakness, sign of weakness. Now, and so thirdly, we are now looking for this L7, L6, and L5 to hold. Let's hope that they hold, because if they don't hold and it comes down, then it can come crashing and get worse and worse. So right now, we are not that bad. The CI is not that bad. It is still right now above L7. So I show you the highs and the lows and how we use now. H8 is lower than H7. That means a lot more selling pressure than buying pressure. That's why you get a lower high. But on the other hand, at the current price, it is higher than the previous low. That means there are still people who support this market, which is a CI stock. So we really got a sideways drift. Again, if you draw two lines, it becomes a symmetrical triangle. Now, What else can we infer from this? I draw a moving average. If you draw a moving average, then and based on the formula just now that I shared with you, now the price CI is above the green. The green is a 20 moving average, and the other lower green is a 50 moving average. Can you see that price is still above this? Okay, sorry, 50, 100, 200. Yeah, the red one is 50. Yeah, 20, 50, 100, 200. I got 4
20,
averages there.
Yeah.
I can't see clearly.
Yeah.
We have a red color one here, which is
Red,
the 20.
20,
You have a
50,
blue, which is a 50. You have the
100.
green, which is 100. You got another green, which is 200. So we've really got 4 averages there.
Yep.
And the good news is at least the index is above all this.
That
Barely above water. Barely above water.
I
Yeah.
see.
So that's my first support. If it breaks through 1746, really, then the CI is in for more selling pressure. Then the next support will be 1730. If it breaks there, it's even worse. So these are my 2 supports. Okay, if in case it breaks down, but it can also go up. And if it does go up, my 2 targets are 1816 and 1871. These 2 targets. So in short, my KLCI forecast for August as well as third quarter is sideways. And later on, I'll share with you why, based on the concept of cycles, it's good to be careful this quarter and next quarter, based on the concept of cycles. I'll share with you a little bit about our 10-year bear cycle. Okay, so below that, you can see the number of stocks that are below the moving averages. There are a lot more than the one that are above the moving average. 615 stocks that are below the moving average, the 50 moving average, and whereas there are only 295 stocks that are above the 50 moving average. Okay, so I want to see a point where they get too lopsided. So the below one shoots up to about 80 to 90% of the above. Then we got an oversold situation. But right now it's still bearish insofar as market breadth is concerned. The number of gainers versus losers. Okay, there are more losers than gainers. Just that if you are making money, it's because you are using the tax system, and we are able to filter out and scan and filter out those stocks that are uptrend. That's why your chances of making money is much higher. And so our tax system performs very well. Even in the bear market, we are able to catch bull stocks because of the TAT. Now, of course, there are times when the TAT also can go wrong. Nothing is perfect, but when it's wrong, we'll have to cut our losses. And then that's why money management is important. Money management, you don't play too big the position size, because if you do and the market goes against you, you don't feel like cutting loss.
Right.
It's already too huge. Yeah.
And also the second thing is revenging at the wrong time.
Revenge trade.
Revenge trade. You lose money in the Bursa Malaysia, but you feel like I need to get back my money. I need to get back my money. So you feel like you want to revenge, but you're taking the revenge at the wrong time. The
Don't do that.
soft.
Yeah, don't. You must
manage the money.
Yeah. You must say yes. There's a loss. I cut it. And you wait, be patient. We must be patient. Don't immediately take revenge. Of course, you can go back in. If the stock, after you sell off, it rebound this way, yes, go back in. But if after selling and they continue to drift, don't take revenge on that stock. Okay, you look for stocks that are bullish. So let's talk about the ACE index. We are done on the CI. CI is sideways. Now the ACE index is very interesting. You notice this is the lower channel. It broke through the lower channel just last week when the North Korean shot some missiles to test ICBMs. So there's some geopolitical tensions there between US and North Korea, and actually it fell below the lower channel support. But then it bounced back up. It bounced back up much stronger than the CI. So obviously I'm seeing that in the ACE stocks, there is some demand from the fund, the smart funds, smart money here, the syndicates here, the Jurongs here. So they have rebounded. And right now it is at this support line, which is now the resistance. So it's still too premature to say that the small cap stocks are all being bought up. There are some only being bought up. So you still have to pick the right stocks. And that's where the tax system helps you out, okay, to pick the right stocks. at a bounce. So at least there's a good sign that some A stocks are rebounding. What are A stocks? A stocks are actually Nasdaq stocks, small cap stocks, yeah? That's below 500 million market cap. And that's small cap. So they are actually like buses. They're easy to push, yeah?
Like
easy to go up, easy to go down, yeah? So the ACE index reflects those type of stocks, smaller liners. And I must add that right now, trading smaller liners is much better than trading big cap stocks, yeah? Like big, huge juggernauts like MRCB, like MISC, they are bigger, and it's very hard to push. Public bank, they are stable, but it's hard to push. Yeah, even now they are not so stable. So don't go for big cap stocks, in my view. Technically speaking, there will be a time when it's good, but not now. A stocks, yes, selective, yeah, and so now it's back up to the support line, which is now the resistance. Yeah, you see the lower high H. Okay, you have a lower high here. That means to say there's selling pressure, but then you've got a higher low. So we are on a sideways, higher low. L4 is higher than H3, L3. Yeah. Okay, so we have a sideways market. So you must select the right stocks, and if it penetrates above the 20 bar high, then it becomes bullish, which is a red line, the horizontal red line here, which is actually the O high H4. And right now it's not there yet. This is quite up to date, up to yesterday. Today one is a doji, so it's still there. So A stock, but technology stocks are perform a little bit better. So I'm looking at a technology chart now, index chart. Technologies like GHL, Unisem, technology, Penta, they belong to technology. So it went up today a lot, also partly because of Penta, because of GHL system. And by the way, those two are our stocks that we have filtered out based on that system for tomorrow. And so that rebound provided, and it's quite near to 38.14 points. And if it goes above there, we have a bullish technology. So at least there is some light at the end of the tunnel here in Malaysia, and that is not the index stocks, but the lower liners, especially tech stocks. So Penta is definitely one of them. And GHL has been going sideways ever since Jack Ma came, about a digital economy, but it's now coming alive again. All right. Now, what about mid and small cap stocks? This is an index launched by the Security Commission in May. And ever since it was launched, it has dropped. And the last 4 days, it has rebounded. Look at the green color candles. They have gone up like that. So they actually already fell below the support line of 17,146 points. But now it's climbing back up. I see this mid and small cap as technical rebound also. So be careful. You might select one or two, a few, like YSP SAR is still good, and there are a couple of them still good, but you must pick the right stocks. Overall, the index is still bearish, if not sideways. So don't look at the screen today and see all green, and then you think the market is up. Only a selective is up. So these are the list of mid-cap stocks that make up the index. We have a list of, we have keyed all this into our software, and we monitor them daily. And if they are showing buy signals, we know. So here's a relative performance of our Malaysian indexes. As you can see, the stocks that are performing very well are the low small cap stocks, from technology index, from ACE index. You don't see KLCI stocks going up. You don't see property, plantation, consumer, and so on, industrial services. They all belong to the CI. They are all right down there. Can you see that? All right down there, right at the bottom. So this round, really, there isn't any play in the CI stocks. So if at all you try to make money in a soft market like that, it is low, small cap stocks. So that's my conclusion. So summarizing this first part of my talk is that, number one, I believe the CI is sideways based on the charts. And so they are sluggish, and you should avoid them unless they give buy signal. Even if they got buy signal also, it's still very soft. They won't move up by leaps and bounds. Right. So we are we are not in a bull at all. Okay, we are in sideways, if not bear. And if you want to trade, you pick lower liners and mid caps, like from the technology, ACE, small caps sector, and pick the right stocks.
That's the key.
And not to sound as though I'm advertising, and I'm not. Basically, how? Let me ask you back this question: if you don't use a TED system, what system do you use to pick stocks? How do you know your stocks are trending? Trending up, I mean, trending down, you cannot make money. How are you going to know that your stocks are trending up if you don't have a system? I can only think of you take a pencil and a ruler and you connect two dots, low to low, draw a line, and you try drawing that. There are 1,000 over stocks in our KLSE to try to identify stocks that are in an uptrend. It take you, I don't know, 10 hours, every night. Of course, you can use moving averages. Okay, that's very, very rough. So here we like to propose what we are using is the TED system. The total atom and DAX. If all three arrows are up, that means the stock is an uptrend. So that's basically how it works. Number three, we only pick uptrend stocks because that's the key to making money in our market. In all markets,
absolutely,
you only pick uptrend stocks. Even in the US market, you saw in Boeing just now how important it is to pick uptrend stocks. Avoid downtrend stocks. So if your stock is in a downtrend, just avoid it. So there are many, many stocks now that are like that, much more than the uptrend stocks. Let me remind you. So you got to look at your chart and play the stock according to your chart. If the chart is downtrend, just avoid it. And most important is to know when your stock have changed trend from up to down. Know when to run when that happens. So this is the secret of making money in our market. And for those of you who want to know more secrets, actually afterwards, Mr. Izon will announce there are 3 secrets that you can learn from a web class that Mr. Izon is going to announce. Okay, where you can go into that web class. Okay, you register yourself with a name, handphone number, telephone, and the email, and then get into the web class. Not right. It's coming soon. Okay, whereby you learn 3 more secrets on picking winning stocks in our KLSE. Right. So let's move. So it's all about trends. Okay, when we are investing, it's all about identifying stocks that are in an uptrend. Trends. And TAD is one of the best indicators to pick or identify trends, be it uptrend or downtrend. I'd like to move on to the third segment of my talk, and that is the GE general election, the 14th election rally, still alive? Now, many of you here, they are excited whenever our country goes into election. It's 4 years once. And so you like to, and in past elections, it has been shown that if you buy certain stocks that are election stocks, related stocks, then you can make some money. But is it true this round? And is it the same as the previous round? So let us look at, first of all, what are the election stocks first? So I'm going to show you the list of likely election stocks. And I'm going to show you whether those election stocks are in what trend. Uptrend, downtrend, sideways trend. Okay, then you know whether or not right now election stocks are being played up. So this is the list of supposedly election play stocks. Right? You can see from Affin here, Axiata, all the way down to YTL. Of course, there are a few more, which is not inside the list, but this is the list that we have prepared, and it covers most of it. And notice, okay, starting from Affin, it was formerly up, now down. Axiata sideways, Bausted sideways, Armada down, CIMB up, D-Sonic down. You notice most of them are sideways and down, sideways and down, sideways and down. The other one that's up is Heng Yuan only. All right, and the rest are sideways to down. And this is bad. How many we got? 2 only lah. 2 out of 30 plus. 2 as at yesterday. Now, January this year, I already started sharing with you all in our webinar. There were 10 in January. There was 26
in April.
In April. Since April, it dropped to 8 by June, and now 2 months later down to 2. I mean, so you can even conclude, got play or no play. Yeah.
Is it the election is near or not? Or
it may be near, but then people are not confident. That's what it is saying. If they're confident, it should be uptrend already.
Right.
Yeah, it could be near. It doesn't tell you near or far. Maybe it's far or it's near, but people are not confident of maybe the governing party winning these elections. There's huge competition out there, right? So that's why there's reason for the uncertainty. But that's secondary important. Very important is you can see from the charts, okay, whether or not the fund managers, are they voting to buy these stocks or voting to sell? They are not voting to buy. If they're voting to buy, you see a lot of up, but not now. So that means the fund managers, they are not confident about investing in these stocks for whatever reasons. For reasons that we can guess. So right now, things might change. Maybe 2 weeks later, you can see the market going up again. When that happens, we'll write about it in our report, a nightly report to you. But right now, nothing much. So forget about the January election play. There isn't. Let me share with you about the 10-year bear cycle. Now, some of us and those of you who trade in shares will understand is that markets, they move up and down in cycles. Every one of us, we have certain cycles that we ourselves relate to. We experience certain cycles, yeah? And so in stocks also, the stock market experience certain cycles. A very important one is basically the 3-year cycle. In Malaysia is 3.5 years to 4 years, which is also like the US, the presidential cycle. Every 3-4 years, you see a market top. Every 3-4 years, you see a bottom. So that is the observation. Okay, we call it the presidential cycle. Go and Google it, presidential cycle, and a 3.5-year cycle. But if you add these three together, 3.5, 3.5, you get 10.5. So that's about 10 years. So that is another cycle. So I like to refer to that cycle, which is a 10-year cycle. I believe that, as you can see from this chart, that the KLCI, they conform to this cycle theory, meaning they're prone to this. I do not know for whatever reasons. Okay, every 10 years there is a major shakeout. Let's start from 1987. The first shakeout was on October the 19th, 1987. On that day, it so happened to coincide with the Dow Jones crash, and it actually crashed. So that was 1987, October the 19th. Now we are in August right now, yeah? Okay. So 10 years from 1987 is 1997. And that was on, I think, July the 2nd. It started off with the Thai baht. Okay, the foreign currency speculators came and attacked the Thai baht, and then it spread to all Asian currencies, spread to the stock market, and our market crashed. This was our heaviest. That's 1997. You add another 10 years on, which is 2007. Do you remember what crash that was? 2007. Yes, you're right, Mr. Izon. It's a subprime crash due to property prices being overbought, and overshot, and so the markets crashed. And if you add another 10 years to 2007, what do you get? You get this year, So this year we are now into the month of August. Now, of course, still nothing much is happening yet, but we still got another 4 more months to run. And so what I'm saying is, be cautious. I'm not saying to ask you to sell everything and put your money underneath the bed. No. But you can see from just now my assessment of the market, the indexes, that the CI is not going anywhere, and the lower liners, okay, the small cap stocks, only selective stocks are rallying, and the rest are sideways to down. So the market is already cautioning us that they are not strong. They're not strong. Just looking at how many of them are above the moving averages, how many of them got TAD buy signals? Not many. Okay, of course, we share with you that several are in the night. That's because we scan it. Otherwise, the majority, they are down. So my suggestion is just to be mindful that we have got this repetitive 10-year cycle. And what if it rears its ugly head and come down? You should be ready to exit. And so this is where the how to spot a trend, change a trend just now, that 1, 2, 3 step can help us to get out. The importance is it should not break the moving average or break the support. If you break the support, okay, then the trend has changed. So that is our sharing tonight, which I feel is so important because now we are so vulnerable to a correction, all right? So vulnerable to a trend change that I believe that you all ought to know how to define a stock that has changed already from the uptrend to a downtrend. Okay, it's no longer downtrend to uptrend. That you just flip the diagram upside down, then you get the other way around. So right now we are concerned about that. So this is how we would know how to time know that the trend has changed from up to down. Now the other way is the TAD system. So I'm going to show you how the TAD can also save you from a crash. Now if the 3 arrows pointing up, it's telling you it's trending up. Then 3 arrows trending down is telling you that the stock is trending down. So we have designed the template such that you just got to look at the 3 arrows, arrow down, arrow down, arrow down. That means that stock is in a downtrend. Now, if you want to know the formulas behind it, definitely you'll be a member, our member, and the formulas will definitely be given to you. Yeah. So now here is how to apply it, which is very important. Yeah. In Wintoni example. Now, like it's mentioned, if you to sell and the stock will be in a downtrend if there are 3 arrows pointing down. Notice there, arrow down, turtle arrow down, atom arrow down, duck arrow down. You got all 3 indicators telling you down, down, down. You would have sold Wintoni. Okay, and this one is on 10th of August, 2015 at 31 cents. Now Wintoni is what price? Virtually zero already. Yeah. So how much you save? A lot of money, 30 over cents. At least it tells you when to exit, when to get out of the stock. Now we all know when to buy, but many of us don't know when to sell when we are wrong. And so this system helps you out. So look at these arrows. That's when you buy at 8.5 cents. You sold at 34 cents. If you didn't sell here, you sell at 31 cents, and you are still good because it dropped 91.9% in 9 months. So last but not least,
stocks
to watch for August. Yeah, and many of you here are waiting for this. Okay, and I like to share with you. Okay, 8 stocks which is based on charts reading, technical analysis, not based on fundamental analysis. I like to remind all of us that first, that this is based on technical. So the first chart that that is in my report, our report is this Penta, and this was day 4 report before. Okay, today's it even went up further. So it is still up because if you look at the target 505 today, if I'm not wrong, 483, 487, that's around there. So there is still some upside, yeah. And these 2 targets, mind you, is based on measurements based on technical analysis, yeah, not based on fundamental analysis. Okay, they may or may not be achieved. I like to warn you first that these are estimates based on technical indicators, technical techniques. All right, so we got a nice breakout of a rectangle. Those of you who have studied chart patterns from Dan Zanger, you realize that actually the rectangle is a very reliable pattern. Okay, and there's a breakout. The breakout is on a bit stronger volume, so that adds up to the power of this breakout. So in short, it's a buy. It's a buy. Now we didn't put the stop loss here, but it's implicit. If you come to the cost, you know where to get out when you're wrong. You cut your losses below this gray band or below the light blue. Now the second stock that I like to share with you is this. Now these circles are the ones that system triggered a buy. Mind you, from $1 to 45 cents already triggered buy, right up to now. The second one is HSSEB. I heard that there's some not so good results announced, but it's flat. It's not going down. So based on this chart pattern itself, this pattern as a It's a TAD buy signal here, and chart pattern is a flag breakout. It's also a descending channel before that. Now, these three circles are TAD buys, and TAD buys. There are at least 3 buy signals down there. Okay, way the way from 40 cents right up to now, it's still a buy. And these are the targets. So every night I send this report to our members. Every night, if you are our TED member, we send this free report to you with the charts and with detailed analysis as to the targeting and as to whether it's a buy or sell signal, mind you, based on technical analysis. The third one is Superlink. This FA is pretty good. And there are 3 arrows buying here, giving you a buy signal from $1.20. And right now it's 2 ringgit and 65, and it is still a buy. Okay, these are the 2 higher targets. And these are the various buys by the TED system. Rojas, okay, Rojas is a rounding bottom breakout, lovely uptrend stocks. As you can see, why is uptrend? The highs are getting higher and the lows are getting higher. See, this is what we meant by the TED system automatically filters out stocks that are uptrend. You notice we don't buy stocks that are downtrend. Just because it is cheap, we go and call a buy. No. Because you can get cheaper. We like to buy after it's gone off the lows and it's now breaking into a new high. We like to buy when something is high. If they get expensive, they can get more expensive. So Confucius say, good things no cheap, cheap things no good. Right? So we buy things when they are expensive. They get even more expensive. That is our philosophy. So that's Rojas. Note the target. The next one, CCK. Another wood.
Sarawak company.
Sarawak company? Oh, okay. Yeah. And you make a new high. If
I'm not mistaken, it's Sarawak company.
Yeah, you make a new high.
Yeah.
And this is where the fundamentals, they are beside the point. Sometimes you get good fundamentals, but the stock goes down what for? So you don't know the fundamentals, you might not, and the fundamentals might not be so good, but keep going up. Because the stock is reacting to new fundamentals that haven't been announced yet, that's why. And so that very few of us will be able to find out what those new fundamentals are that's moving up the price. Unless they are insiders, unless you know the Jurong themselves, and they tell you, oh, yeah, this stock is good, and I'm going to push this stock. How many of us got this opportunity to stay next door to a Jurong where I can say, hello, we thought you're pushing tomorrow, and then I buy. I'm not so lucky. So I refer to the charts, because the charts will tell you what the Jurong's motive and intentions are. What they're doing to the chart. There are only 3 things that Jurong do to a chart. They plan their campaign. After that, they execute their campaign and they conclude their campaign. They throw off everything. First, they collect first, then they push, then they throw. Collect, push, throw. Collect, push, throw. That's all they do. And the charts can reveal to you that this one, they're pushing. CCK, they're pushing the stock up. They have collected enough already. Here's the collection.
And the push, the volume is coming up.
And then recollection. There is a reaccumulation here. Reaccumulation. Wyckoff reaccumulation. Continue to push. That's the power of charts. Yeah. Dufu. Dufu. This is a push. Then there is a correction. Distribution. Then reaccumulation again. Push again. It's not over yet. Yeah. And you see that blue line. The blue line. Beautiful. Why did it land there? There was previously the resistance. It's now become the support. The principle of resistance turns support. And then, so these circle ones are where your TED is giving you a buy. Now, MMSV, another beautiful, look at this stock. It's a beautiful stock. It is climbing up like that, step and ladder. It's just a staircase, climbing up the stairs stock. Lovely stock. Every pullback, the low is actually higher than the previous low. Gosh, from 75 cents already call a buy. All the way to now 187. It's still a buy, but not the target at 2 ringgit. Okay. Krono, another good one. All the way up. Yeah, all the way up. So I'm going to, fast forward because I want to open up to the flow to ask me what are the questions that you would like me to answer. Please type it in the chat box.
I start to see already. It starts coming already.
All right. Heng Yuan, huh? Heng
Heng
Yuan.
Yuan.
It's
So-
a lovely stock. It's a very expensive stock, no doubt, but it can get more expensive. Huh? So we have a buy signal from 6 ringgit and 40 cents here, Turtle, Atom, and Dux buy up to today. There's a buy today. There's a nice breakout. It pulled back a little bit, yeah, consolidated, and then now they are starting. The Jurongs are starting again their campaign. They are continuing the campaign. These are the two targets. Now, besides that, we have done a screen, a scan, a filter
Just
now only, right? So that we give you the up-to-date stocks
To watch for tomorrow.
TAD buy signal that to watch for tomorrow. That the buy momentum, okay, can continue tomorrow. And these are the stocks that we have filtered out and handpicked, right? Based on technical analysis, TAD. Isn't that wonderful? And that TAD scanner is built into that subscription, the TAD subscription. If you want to know more about that subscription, just call us up at the phone number. I think it's below. Okay, and then we will definitely have to set you up. And this screener is an intraday screener as well, not only the end of day. So that means at any point during the day, you want to know which stock are being pushed, okay, are bought up, okay, and by players and have momentum. The TAD screener does an excellent job out of it. So now these are the stocks.
17.
If you like me to comment, yeah, there are 17 of them.
So you can screenshot if you want to. Yeah, go ahead and use your phone screenshot. Okay.
And so I'm ready for a live demo.
Okay, so we're going to open the floor right now. Mr. Ferrano is going to check, get into the software right here, the Investor Station. So once again, everybody, for those who are just joining us, this is a market outlook and stocks to watch 17 August. And go ahead and write down there what is the stocks that you want us to comment. Give your stocks name and including your entry price. And let Mr. Fred going to pick whose stocks are you going to watch.
Now, I'm looking at GHLCs as an example. While we are typing in what stocks you like me to watch,
we got it ready.
Look at that. See, this is GHL. And the first buy signal came here, which is December last year at 86 cents. And it ran up and then shot right through the roof to 188. That was when Jack Ma came in, I think, February. All right, but it couldn't continue because look at this candle. This is called a shooting star. Just too much. Doji, sorry. So it didn't close at the high of the highs and the huge volume here. It shows that too many retailers has gone in. So one of the tips is that don't go in and buy a stock with a volume that is too huge on that day, and the range is actually too long. Okay, maybe in this case 8 times the normal range, and even though it closed high, okay, it cannot last. And obviously this one don't last. And the Jurongs has gone asleep from April to now. They already taken enough rest. They are telling you they are pushing now. Okay, they are pushing now. The first stop should be here, which is the old high, which is where they stopped the last time in 187. Right now it's 169. So we're talking about not very much here. Okay, but nonetheless, they are waking up from their sleep. So what is the next stock that you like me to
so I think Sue first. Sue have a question of Frontcan. Entry price of 3.5 in Asia. So we're gonna go with Frontcan first.
Let's go to
Frontcan. Okay, so Frontcan.
Let's have a look at Frontcan, very tricky stock. Now, the big picture shows that there was an old high, this blue color line, which is about the 34. Actually, it went right through, came back down, and it resting on the line. It rested. No, it actually went below the line and then went back up again. So, what I don't like about this stock is this
trap,
big long range black candle, this red candle. It shows that the syndicates have dumped this stock. I wouldn't touch this stock for now, okay, because you've got a huge overhang here of sellers that have sold down, and they are here. If at all, if they even want to push it up, they are collecting now. Unless you're willing to wait, it's very unlikely that they're going to go straight up, okay, like that. Unlikely. So what it could do is it can ding dong here, and for a while before going up. So are you willing to wait? Okay. They have to reaccumulate again before pushing up. So this stock is not an immediate buy. You don't, even if you buy, you don't expect it to go back up the climb. I'd rather it go above 42 before you take action. Of course, that's a bit high on the high side. Okay. Now, so this one, I would say so. All right.
Okay, we're gonna open the next question here. Rendell say, Sifu, can you comment on? Yeah, so we have a DNex as well.
Yeah, okay. Then.
So sure way you like Sifu to comment on DNex, but if the best is you give us your entry price as well.
Right. Okay. DNex is a stock. Now, if you apply trend change, this stock has changed its trend. Now,
look at that.
Okay.
Support line break. Price moving below the moving average.
DNex higher to sell. Okay, it already has broken through the moving averages. It has broken through the trend line. This is only a technical rebound. So yeah, I wouldn't touch it. If you already have it, then a higher to sell. If you can break even, then you sell.
Sell on strength, probably.
Sell on strength, but not an additional buy, because there is just no buy signal. You might say, oh, it can go back up again. I will go in again only when the buy signal comes back again. That means the 3 arrows. Notice there were 3 arrows here. Total, atom, and dark. They were at about 30 cents, 20 over cents. Here there's another buy signal at 32 cents. Here there's another buy signal here at about 43 cents. Then all the way up. You see, that's when they start to sell. You see the sell arrows here? It started to sell here at about 62 cents. After that, no more already. So no more, just stay out of this stock.
Now we have a lot of people like Mr. Fred to comment on JHM. More than 5-6 people say, Sifu, can you comment on JHM? What do you think about JHM? So let's have a look at this.
Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty of a stock. Yeah, it triggered a buy from 63 cents all the way up. Not even one sell arrow. Oh God, now one sell arrow on the turtle, one sell arrow on the atom, no sell arrow on the dark. That means that you don't sell on this. And there was a triangle and breakout. Look, this is a whole sell signal here, although they didn't move. Okay, but notice that high, which is 336. Now that is the resistance line. Any break above this line, and this is the thick red horizontal line, is a further buy. Meaning I will further buy this stock at 3.37 or higher. And this is where the Confucius say, buy high, sell higher.
Okay,
you can never get a cheap stock because this is not cheap. We have target as well. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so make sure those who are watching JHM,
like Penta, JHM. Only George Ken are the trio, but the John is a little bit slow, and there was some selling pressure. Okay.
Wow, so many comments right here. We hopefully can answer all.
Look at that. George Ken. Okay, it went sideways. See, the pattern is different. Okay, at first the pattern is the same, but they're not as strong. This is not as strong as JCan and Penta. Definitely.
Okay, last, I think we're going to pick one more last. I know some of you have a lot of comments right here, so that's a great thing. If you are 10 member right there, you can use our service and ask a lot of questions. So we're gonna go for Dufu. Mr. Fred is going to give a comment on Dufu. I think the last one also about him. Yeah.
Actually, Dufu was already a stock to watch there. So the charts, but you notice, see how our TED system is able to catch it at 84 cents a break, all the way up. Further buy, 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 all the way, then sell. Okay, then here nothing. Even here, there's still nothing. All right, but based on pattern analysis, it's a triangle, it's a symmetrical triangle breakout. And so, God, there you are. I didn't see just now, this arrow. This is a buy. Turtle, nice atom, dark, yes. And with nice volume. So yes, this is a stock that you actually, if you go into buy, technically you are buying right near the bottom. So these are the two targets, 165 and 72. You compare your target with your buy price, it's still about 20 cents, which is not bad.
Okay.
So yes, so
Yep.
this is a stock to consider based on technical analysis. Yeah.
Wow, I see a lot of people continue to comment. Thank you very much for all your comment. We like to answer each of it, but our time is almost up already.
All right.
So I think we have some announcement for those who, because we have announcement about our brand new series, our brand new web class that is going to help many of you right here. But anyway, let Mr. Fred do something. Oh yeah. So
No, just one last word, and that is those of you who are serious traders or trading the KLSE market, Singapore, Hong Kong, US, doesn't matter, commodities or what. Actually, you got no business to be trading the markets unless you know technical analysis. As simple as that. And you might win 1 or 2 times or 3 times. You lose because the jurors are that good. So you need to know what the jurors are thinking, what their motive and intentions are. And how are you going to know them? Besides knowing them personally, and even though you personally know him, the Jurong personally, you know what he said to you may not be the truth or may be the truth. Okay, so that's why we look at the charts, because the charts are telling us what the Jurong's minds are thinking. It's revealed through charts, through price and volume. So if you understand how to analyze profit and price and volume, you're able to analyze the mind of the Jurongs. And idea here is to go with the Jurongs and not against them. You can never beat the Jurongs. You can only join them. But you must know the flow of the Jurong. Are they pushing it up or pushing it down? Also known as accumulation, advance, or distribution. And so the charts is the answer. And since you are very new into it and technical analysis, perhaps it take you some time. That's why our system, TAD system, is very, very powerful. Okay, and we make it so simple for you. This is the easiest way to enter into this technique is through the TAD system. So you can get a copy of this, purchase this package with us, which after Mr. Izon will explain to you. Okay, so basically that's all I have for this evening. Thank you so much for coming today, this evening, and do subscribe to our web class later on. So I'll hand you over to Mr. Izon.
Okay, so for those who just stay right here, I have a very interesting announcement right here. So stay tuned with us, because you know what? We have a brand new series. A brand new series we call the web class. So this web class is Mr. Fred is going to teach a lot of stuff. So later I'm going to share with you shortly. So first of all, before I mention, and I'm so excited about to announce the web class, the brand new series web class. I want to have a quick announcement right here. So this is the announcement for today. So I would like to invite any of you right here, for those, especially during the market is soft. This is the perfect time is actually for you to learn. Now, during the market is soft, many of you do not know what to do. And this is the best time for you to go and increase your knowledge. I still remember during my time as well, when the market is soft, I spend my time to read books, and the best part is to attend a course. Now, attend a course means what? You want to learn to become an independent trader. You can make your own decisions. Okay, so we're checking still about the system right now. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, can you see us? All right, so guys, can you hear us? Okay, we just want to check whether you guys can hear us.
Okay.
Guys, can you watch us right now? Yeah. Guys, can you see us? All right, so lost again. Okay, so we're gonna check it again.
No sound. Lost again.
Okay. Or any sound, no videos. Okay, so guys, we're gonna check here again because we have a special announcement right here. Okay, guys, can you see us right now? Just want to check again. Okay, so I know some of you lost connection. Voice is broken. We're going to check again. Guys, can you see anything on my screen right now? Broke off again. Okay, we're going to check it. Oh, okay, we're going to test it again. Guys, can you see us right now? Can you see the video?
I can see video.
All right, yeah. So sorry that we have a little bit technical problem right here. So stay tuned because towards the end, I'm going to share with you the web class. But this is a special announcement for those who interested to join the 3 days course. So this is what we offer inside this 3 days course. So what else that you're going to have right here? You're going to have a free revision. It's okay for the next 6 months. Okay, and then you can realign your portfolio as well. This is worth 10,000 ringgit. And then 25 rules of millionaire traders. This is what we do for those who want to learn how to become a millionaire in stock market. So this is worth 1,000 for the next rules one. Then a 6-month continuing education via webinar for the next 6 months. So all this value that you're going to get, and the most important thing is this is what you want. The SI Station software with the TAD template we're going to give you for the next 6 months. You can access to it, and this value alone is already worth 23,500 ringgit. So all the market value that you receive for the next 3 days is actually worth more than 78,000 ringgit. This is the value that we are going to give to you. So earlier this year, we decided that this course right here, for those who want to attend, we offer this course is not 78,000, but actually you can join this course at the price of 10,600 ringgit only. Okay, for those who are serious trader. Again, this course is not cheap. Okay, because this program is really powerful and we get a lot of great results already. So it's not going to be cheap like any other courses. We are quite expensive. Okay, so but today, those who are listening right now, if you're listening to us today, for those who sign up today and for the next 48 hours, we have a special offer for you. For those who want to join this coming September, we're going to you for only 20 seats. Means right now we already have few seats. Now we only left about 8 to 9 seats more available right now. So we want you to sign up quickly. Those who sign up within these 48 hours, we're going to give you this cost price at 7,420. So you will save almost 3,000 ringgit for this, and it's only 20 seats available. And the good news is most of you asking a question. If you join this 3 days course, how about the full package of the TAD system? And the good news is if you join this 3 days course and you pay about 7,000 ringgit, we are going to give you, yes, the TAD system, the whole complete set, for absolutely free for the next 6 months. I repeat again, if you join the 3 days course, you get TAD system that worth 8056 for the next 6 months for free. You're gonna get all the features inside. Okay, so you need to make a very fast decision right now because within 48 hours from now we are going to close this offer. Okay, so go ahead and go to this website right here if you're interested. www.f1traderacademy.com. Okay, so this is the website that if you want to go. Okay, so the next one right here, yes, this is what we're waiting for. Coming soon, a brand new series, the exclusive web class with Fred Tam. And I'm going to share with you, we're all excited about this web class. It's going to be upcoming very soon and it's going to be available online. Is the untold story of this series right here, you will learn how a house you don't want to miss on this.